Hey everyone, let's take a peek at this 2017 Toyota Corolla 50th Anniversary Edition. In general, a lot of the observations and key things pointed out in this video are applicable for Corollas made from 2017 through 2019. And even the 2014, I believe, is when this was first redesigned. This is a light refresh of that one. Let's do a quick walk around of this one. This one is based off of the sportier SE model. So we have the same, the grille from that. These upgraded headlights that work really well at night. Have some running lights down here. Get a look from this angle. Coming to the side here, we have unique wheels on this one. They kind of have this interesting pocketed design, which is pretty hard to clean. You can see there's a little bit of curb rash. This is mainly focused as a long-term ownership review, so we'll be pointing out any kind of imperfections with the car at this point, whether that's driver caused or just from the vehicle itself. But overall, these wheels are pretty nice. They have kind of the newer styled machine-faced wheels, and they look pretty good. On the side, we can see we have turn signals in the mirror caps. Very premium feature. On the side view, it's a pretty classic looking sedan. It's got pretty short overhang here in the rear, and then nice sloping down here in the front. So yeah, overall it's a good looking, handsome sedan. With this one being the SE of this generation, it does have front and rear disc brakes. Some of the lower trims do not get that. They get drums in the rear. Would definitely recommend discs for basically everything. Performance, long-term maintenance, etc. So yeah. Coming to the rear, you can see we have a nice 3/4 angle right here. You can see we have some strong body lines kind of coming up here as well as right here. I do think that this generation looks a little bit better in my eyes than the newer ones, the 2020 plus ones that I think were still on that generation. Here from the rear, we've got LED reverse lights actually on this one, and then just incandescent for all the other lights, including that light right there, the license plate lights. You can see our Corolla and 50th anniversary badging, and then we can also see how it is based off of the SE model. Just chrome badges, nothing too special in that front. One interesting thing is this kind of carbon fiber weave. Not sure if the camera's really picking that up well. See a little scuffed up from an incident, but it has that, and then it just has a single tailpipe right there. Checking out the trunk area, it has approximately 13 cubic feet of space, which makes it pretty spacious and pretty practical. We have a nice wide opening as well. We do have these hinges that will crush your cargo. They kind of just come down and potentially might impact stuff that's in the trunk, but you can see pretty good space. One interesting thing to point out is that you can see right here, this plastic picks up fingerprints really badly, so you kind of want to shut the door holding this. This plastic, yeah, it's kind of almost stained, and even if you wash it, it still doesn't really take that out. Under the hood, we have a 132 horsepower, 1.8 liter 4-cylinder. This engine's been around for quite some time at this point, appearing in the, I believe, mid-90s Corollas. I had a 2007 Corolla with the same engine as well. But yeah, it's held up well so far. This example has about 44,000 miles. We'll look at the specifics later on. Recent maintenance items have been a new battery. The old one did die on it. Coming to the back seat, opening up the door panel. This is softer touch material right here and here, hard touch on all the rest of it. With this 50th anniversary edition, you do get this red piping. The regular SE's got the blue piping there. You do have automatic door switch, of course. And this is also A little bit of a flimsier material right there. But all in all, these door panels have held up well over time. A few scuffs here and there. Looking at the rear seat space, for being a compact car, it actually has quite a bit of space. The biggest limitation is actually the headroom. So this is where I put this seat to drive, and I'm 6'4". Hopping on in, we can see I can actually sit comfortably behind myself. I touch a little bit. This is like, not sure if it's supposed to sag out this far, but you can easily just kind of stick your legs in there if you have to. It's quite soft. Also, we have a cup holder kind of for a water bottle right there. We also have some cup holders right here. They're very small, but you could squeeze some cup holders there, or some bottles of water in there. There's no rear vents or anything like that, or any kind of charging. We also have 2 more cup holders and also a nice soft and cushy armrest right there. And then what's also cool about these seats in general is they also have this red piping on them right here. They're kind of a mixture of cloth and then also this vinyl material. And so far, having a dog back here quite a few times, have held up pretty well. Let's head to the front. Checking out the front door panel, same materials as the back. So again, soft touch right here, hard touch on all these other ones with the red piping right there. We have the 4 window switches. Only this one is auto as it calls out. And of course our door locks, and then also the window lock for operations purposes. Then we have another cup holder right there. The speaker grill, which I'll get to the speakers here in a little bit, but long story short, the front speakers, both of these 2 door panels, I think they get a lot of water in them and has kind of corroded the speaker wires to these, and I'm still kind of facing some issues getting that all sorted out. So that is one thing that's kind of gone wrong with this vehicle so far. Hopping on in, greeted by a nice leather wrap steering wheel with some red stitching here, which again is that theme of the 50th anniversary edition. But up here you can see this is kind of following the other SE gauges, where it's just the blue kind of around the actual gauge there. Would have been nice if they had done the cherry red coloring there as well, but it's fine that it didn't. We have here, we have our mirror adjustments, and then also how light it is for the instrument cluster. And then down here we have the actual trunk popper and then fuel door release. Coming to the steering wheel again, it is that nice leather wrapped. We have volume controls, and then on the other side we have to navigate this screen right here. Go ahead and turn it on. Up in here we can see we have our RPM gauge to the left, and then also our water temperature on the left there as well. And then to the right we have our speed as well as our gas, how much gas we have. In the middle there we have kind of some different quadrants. So we have these panels up along the top that we can scroll to the right. So this is going to be our Bluetooth, and then our safety features, and then any kind of warning messages, and then of course our settings. Going back to the information, we can go down on it. We can see our current range, our eco indicator, the sway warning, and then just a nice quiet screen. And then for most of these, if they have the little kind of scroll wheel, you can scroll down them, otherwise you cannot. This one has 43,227 miles and is currently getting about 30 miles per gallon. In general, in Seattle area here, it gets anywhere from about 23 in the winter with mostly city to 30-ish around the city area as well. If you go on longer trips, it will go up in gas mileage quite a bit. Back in Michigan and other areas of the Midwest where you can go for longer, flatter periods at higher rates of speed, it will get anywhere from kind of low 30s to high 30s, and then even I think it got 42 on one road trip, which was really good to see. Moving on, we also have adaptive cruise. We kind of have the full safety suite of tech here. It just has lane keep assist, but then we have this the cruise control right here, and then our lane keep assist right there, and then how far we want the adaptive cruise to be set for. Here in the middle we can see our stop start button, We have this clock, which is a pretty cool, kind of a classy touch for a vehicle these days. We have quite a bit of gloss black plastic here, and then we have this smaller screen here in the middle. I think it's somewhere around 7 inches. We do get a volume knob and then also a tune knob, which is cool. And then we have these kind of just touch buttons here on the sides, play, pause right there, and then of course to eject. It does have a disc player as well, which is kind of rare. We also have our contacts right here. Then we have our weather, which is kind of interesting that it has that. Then of course the song that we're playing, and it does not have any kind of navigation or CarPlay or anything like that. Keep in mind this is a 2017. I believe that was introduced on the 2020 with the redesign. Coming down below, we have all of our climate controls. It's just single zone with of course AC. Then down below here we have some power solutions with a USB, a aux, and then of course the 12 volt. If this was an XSE, it would get these switches here, which would be heated seats, but this is not an XSE. Have our transmission selector down there, along with our sport mode and traction control on and off, and then our manual handbrake, along with a nice center console here, which is nicely padded, moves around just a little bit. Our glove box right there, which is of good size and is also damped when you open it. No felt lining or anything like that. In general, the material usage in here is pretty high for a compact car. Up here, this is a nice material with this faux stitching right there. And of course we have this faux stitching here, which this is red on. This panel is a nice material, and just in general, everything below that, you know, this is all hard touch, and then a lot of the door panel, like I was showing earlier, is hard touch. All this material through here is your hard touch materials, but given the cost of this vehicle, that's to be expected. We also have just a flipper mirror, so it has the manual mirror with the flip action, and then this one does have a full sunroof right here with, you know, the power operations right there. And we also have our little sun visors, and then they also have a mirror but no light in them. Thanks everyone for watching. Till next one.